Thank you for joining us today on 18th Century Cooking with James Townsend and Son. Once again, I'm joined by Michael Dragoo. Michael, in previous episodes, you've given us a couple of reasons to add cooking into your historical reenactment routines. Today, you're going to give us another one of those great reasons. Thanks for joining us today on 18th Century Cooking with James Townsend and Son. So in some previous episodes, you brought us a couple of great recipes or dishes. What are we going to do today?
We are going to make a forced meat balls, which today we just call meatballs. They would mix on occasion a variety of meats.
Right.
I've got a half pound of chicken, half pound of ham, and just enough bacon for my taste. It's a third. It's
Not
a
enough
third
for
ingredient.
mine. I would add more. But, okay.
We can certainly do that.
And you're going to just mix this all up?
Yes.
So you want me to add these spices
Sure.
in while you're still in
Sure.
the shredded
We've got
state? So,
nutmeg and mace, and we've got some crushed black pepper.
Right.
And that is all to taste. If you want a recipe, it's about a half a teaspoon of each. If you could dump, I've got two egg yolks.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and pop those in.
Okay.
Thank you.
You want a little salt in that too?
If you would, please. Just
Okay.
a couple pinches will be fine.
Right.
And I'm just going to mix this up to a nice paste consistency. Not too sloppy and not too dry. I'm going to make these balls, and if you want to roll them up in flour, put them on a plate. I think we'll be all set.
Okay. Here we go.
Yep. That's the last one for now, okay? Let's get cleaned up and we'll get our pan ready.
Okay.
If you would just throw a little suet in here.
Okay. So this is the Atora.
Yep, just a little bit. That's more enough. Thank you.
I wouldn't have guessed that this would be great for frying in because of the flour stuff.
Now, we're going to let that get hot, and then I'd like you to just pop the meatballs in. Thank you.
There you go.
And we are just going to treat them just like at home. We're just going to roll them around a little bit. This is so easy. It's a one-pot wonder. I'm going to make a mushroom and leek sauce to pour over these. But you could eat these all by themselves. They could accompany some other dish you've got. But bring your cooking to the foreground so that other people can see it happening.
I suppose if you wanted to cheat, you could bring them pre-cooked to your event.
You can show as much as you want to show, but be authentic. If you want to prepare some of the stuff at home so it's just easier and quicker because you don't have a lot of time between your events or whatever, that makes sense. I demonstrate as much as I can, as quickly as I can, so people are constantly seeing it happening. So I think we're about done. I don't know if I mentioned this before. This is Mark Thomas's double brazier. I've got the optional trivets. There are two come in the set. We're just going to keep those warm while I go to my next recipe. Alrighty, we're ready to make the mushroom and leek sauce, which we're going to pour over the meatball, the forced meat balls. I've just got a small onion. I've got a half a leek. And I've got some mushrooms. So what we're going to do is sweat. We need a little suet. And we're just going to sweat our onions. Perfect. A little bit more.
Good?
A little
more?
Yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
Thank you.
There you
Perfect. And then we'll just introduce the onions in here.
Okay. So you want onions?
Yes, sir. Just the onions, both sides. Yep.
Okay.
And the leeks. Good enough, sir.
And
yep. We're just going to get these just reduced here. A little salt and pepper to taste. If you just want to do a pinch of each, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Let's get this. These are just about done here. Once you introduce the mushrooms, and we're gonna let those reduce down. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. And they are gonna start releasing their moisture. And once they've started doing that, we're just going to throw some flour in here to kind of thicken it up a little bit. We're going to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of your mushroom ketchup. If we can start introducing a little at a time, the chicken broth, just a little at a time. There we go. That's good. Thank you. Good more. Perfect. Yep, perfect. Thank you.
That looks like a wonderful sauce you could use for lots of different things.
Well, I'm using the chicken because I prefer the chicken broth, but you could use a beef broth. You could.
But I'm thinking you could put this over, different kinds of meat or.
Well, baked potatoes, or they use a lot of mashed potatoes. A bread that's too old.
Yeah.
You could crumb it up in this or pour it over. There's so many period correct things you could do. I think we're good. I know we have extra stuff left, but I think we're good for this. So
Yeah.
if you like, I can just take this over with the meatballs and we'll...
Okay, I'll take the sauce, you can take the meatballs.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, let's go.
Yep. Here, sir, let's give these a shot.
Okay.
Oh. Let's give these another shot.
Wow, the bacon in there is really good, along with the other stuff. And the leek gravy.
The leek gravy.
Yeah, yeah. You can taste that mushroom ketchup in there, and I didn't overpower it with that mushroom ketchup.
I would eat that in a bowl by itself.
Right.
That's in my top 5 favorite tastes. Unexpected. Wouldn't have put the nutmeg in ever.
Right.
Without reading the recipe, and that's...
And you can taste it. It's right there. So, you know, you talked about earlier interacting with the public, interacting with other reenactors, but you got another reason why you think cooking is great for reenacting.
Well, if you're at the regimental level and you're seeing what it really took to prepare a weapon and keep it in fighting trim and how many times a minute you can fire it, you have an idea of what war was like then. Right. Just a glimpse of what war was like. This is the same for me. I had no idea how much work it would take to prepare the simplest dishes.
Right.
They were working all the time. They were working all the time to make dishes and to prepare food. It was so difficult. The things they used, the technology they had were heavy. The fire, there's so many awful stories of tragic scaldings and burnings of women from the fire, from the way their apparel, and just the way the heat sources were arranged.
It's experiencing history.
Absolutely.
It's not only do you get to smell it and you get to do the actions and feel it, but you get to taste of what they tasted. So it's a really great way to connect.
It is.
And connect with people and to connect through time.